Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day. I'm Shay Wilson, thinking big, living bigger, and loving the biggest. Good morning. It's Valentine's Day. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, jump on and give you a few minutes as I go into my affirmation for the morning. You know how I am. I love appreciation. I love gratitude. I start my day off like that every single time. So here we go. The gratitude piece is that the affirmation for this gratitude is by Florence Scovel Shen, and it goes, today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracles, and wonders shall never cease. Miracles shall follow miracles, and wonders shall never cease. Let me see. Hit me up with a comment. So let me see if I can hit you. If I can see your comment on tap. Let me see. Open it up. Trying to see. There we go. Come on in. Let me see. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Jump on. Somebody hit me up with a comment. Jump on. I love it this morning. There we go. Hey, D-Love. Good morning. Watching you. Yes. Grateful to wake up without any hesitation. That's what I'm talking about. I am super grateful for my friends coming down and hanging out with me yesterday. It was amazing. It was an amazing day. We had fun. And I just love that. I love good food, good conversation, hanging out. It's just amazing. Come on with it. So listen, guys, today we have an amazing topic. I want to jump into the topic because today the topic is, and we're talking about what does it look like to be spiritually fit? What does it look like to be spiritually fit? And one of the things that I came up with was that spiritually fit people forgive. And yes, they forget. Come on, spiritually fit people forgive, and yes, they forget. They wipe the slate clean. So let me hear you. If you believe that, or you believe now, I believe that spiritually fit people that you can forgive, but you don't forget. I know too, a lot of people believe that. Spiritually grateful to be prepared for the week. Yes, exactly. Grateful to be prepared for the week. I love that. Come on in. Let me see what you got. We can go and appreciate. I'm appreciative of this topic because it's so huge, especially on Valentine's Day, especially on days that we talk about love, because I truly believe there is no love without forgiveness, and there's no forgiveness without love. I believe that there is no love without forgiveness, and there's no forgiveness without love. Why do I say that? And I go back to the master teacher, Jesus Christ on this one. And scripture, you do not have to be religious to hear this, guys. You don't have to be spiritual you don't have to be, this is not a religious situation. I'm using this as an example. Listen, let's walk with this. And so I look at that example of forgiving, and why would forgiveness be a big deal spiritually? And what was brought to my attention is that in order for us to grow, and in order for us to move to another level, we must be able to unleash the weight. In order for us to that forgiveness was placed in scripture, because we can't get to another level if we keep identifying and blaming, shaming, and guilting ourselves back here. So we have to learn how to tell a new story. Anybody with me on that? We have to learn how to tell a new story. That's why it is so huge to forgive. Anybody with me on that? Come on. Anybody with me on that? Many times, listen, the love piece is huge. The love piece is huge. And when I say there's no forgiveness, there's no love without forgiveness, and there's no forgiveness without love. There's no love without forgiveness. There's no forgiveness without love. Actually, and so when we talk about this love thing, I still get into the part of, I think let's see, D-Love guy got a comment here. I think the remembrance of part of your lesson is heal or not respond to those triggers, setting boundaries. I agree. I love that comment. I think that part of the reason that the forgiveness piece is huge is because we spend a lot of time focusing on what happened, what the offense was, what we did, and therefore we continue to regurgitate that same thing because our focus is on that. That's our story. We tell the story. What's up, Dana? What's up? Happy Valentine's Day, Dana Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Because we continue to focus on that story. And I think a lot of times our anger and resentment can motivate us to do something, to get up and do something. But I absolutely believe that if that is what motivates you all the time, then relationships, the underlying anger and resentment and fear, really what it is, will always manifest out in other areas. I think that it's sometimes that's the thing that gets you to go. That is the thing to get that lack of forgiveness is the thing that gets you motivated, pushed, and you do that and you grind and you get to where you're going to go. But I also believe that you have there's underneath that there's an anger, there's a hurt that needs to be healed. Underneath that, you were motivated by fear. It wasn't that the love piece, and it comes out sideways when we don't deal with that and we don't decide to change it. Yeah, D-Love, to change that. Anybody with me on that, D-Love? Right? Listen, the love piece is a part of freedom. This is why I believe that source that talks about that spiritually fit people have to practice forgiveness, have to practice it. Because if we want more experiences and new things in our lives, then we have to remove things and that heaviness, that of not forgiving and to just continually ruminate on what happened to us does not allow new experiences, new love, new joys, new abundance. And because we still bounce everything off of what happened back there, our old definitions of ourselves, and we cannot grasp any new things. Anybody hear me? Listen, who with me? Because this is so important to me. Spiritually fit people, you forgive and forget. I don't know, man. Look, that's not a popular way to look at it. I believe that Jesus Christ was telling us when we wipe that slate clean, wiping the slate clean, we as humans like to hold it over your head. Well, you done it like 4 times. Well, you done it like this. And it's like, but this is the thing, we all in God's doing God stuff. Our only thing is to love. You hear me? I'm not saying you got to stay in there. I'm not saying any of that. But what we do is we like to stay and beat you and us over the head with something that was done. That's what I mean by the forgiveness. The forget part. We stay and then we continue to bang that same thing over and over and over. And it's like tell a new story. That's what the forgiveness piece is about. Telling a new story. Tell a new story. And here's what happens too many times. This is just for your consideration. We don't forgive, and we continue to look even at ourselves and other people from the mistake that they made. So because we expect that from them, guess what we get? If we change it, and if they stay in our lives, if they don't, or the mistake and we change, then if we change what we focus on, we get something different. That's why when people say, well, change your thinking, change it. Right. If we change what we focus on, we get something different. And again, this conversation, put the book down. Listen, if this conversation is for us to, as spiritually minded, spiritually want to grow people. This is the conversation right here. Spiritually fit people forgive and forget. That's listen. They do. It's time to move on. And it's like you don't keep going over the same thing. That's not just your story. Your victimization, if you want to say that, is not just your story. That may have been the thing that motivated you and got you going, but that's not your story. Because if we stay in that, we disempower ourselves. We don't give ourselves credit with what we do. And underneath that the anger, the resentment lies right up under the story. This is so much to do. We're going to do a part 2 on this one because this is absolutely fire. And listen, when we can't grow because we keep talking about what happened, we don't let ourselves off the hook, even ourselves off the hook, then we cannot become all that we were meant to be. We cannot walk in our purpose. This is where imposter syndrome comes from. This is where all these things come from. When we have 99 things going great, but we looking at the one thing that didn't, and that's not even in the present moment, that's the past moment, then we can't even appreciate what we have. We can't appreciate it because we keep going back to this. How many times you get into an argument and old stuff brought up, right? It's like, man, are you still, and then we get upset because you're still talking about that. And it's because some of us don't know how to practice releasing. We'll talk about that. We don't know how to practice forgiveness. And really, it's simple, but it's not. It's simple, but it's not. It's simple, but it's not. You decide to choose you and your growth and a bigger life. You decide to choose to let go. Nobody making you let go. You chose to let go. So I got so much information on this. Let me get to some of this. I think that many times we don't forgive people. And when we don't forgive people, what we're saying is that I don't believe you can change. I don't believe you can change. I don't believe that you're going to change. That's fine. But then you leave that situation or you do what you have to do. You hear what I'm saying? Because it's not loving for you and it's not loving for them. It's not loving for the job. It's not loving whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever. It's not loving to stay there and be at that place where you cannot release the past. Change absolutely the mindset. It's a mindset shift. Spiritually fit people have to practice forgiveness. You can't stay in a situation. Listen, I'm talking to you, where you just constantly are beating yourself up about who you used to be, or the mistakes you used to. You have to. And I know we like to wallow in it, and we think that we gotta be martyrs and we have to suffer for but I do not believe that the God that I understand, the source, requires us to do that. I just don't. I think that there's always growth in situations. Well, how do I want to do? I want to be that type of person. How can I reach past that? We don't have to throw ourselves on the sword. We made a mistake. They made a mistake. They don't have to keep throwing themselves on the sword. They don't have to keep apologizing. And what we want people to do is be the best they can be. That's why I say the love. Sometimes our belief in someone, that doesn't mean you have to listen. You got to set boundaries. That doesn't mean you just have to stay. But is the catalyst. Our belief is the catalyst. But what happens though, we get thrown out by their behavior. We start reacting to what they did. We start reacting. That's why we have many people that love people, but because they did something, we let it go. Hey, been there, done that. We let it go. We let it go. We let it go hey, good morning, LGD. Good morning. So a lot of times, and let me say this real quick, and again, this topic is huge. A lot of times we don't forgive because of our ego. We don't forgive because of our ego. Now, spiritually fit people know the ego it's only two energies: love or fear. Love or fear. We refuse to forgive, first of all, because some of us don't believe it. Some of us don't believe that we can change. Now, I believe that all things are possible, that whatever I absolutely, anybody been around, know me, I believe, I'm willing to do my self-work for that thing. I believe that it's just a simple way that I need to look at things differently. I believe that all things are possible. So I must practice forgiveness so I can release all the skin off of me, shed the skin off of me, in order for me to get something new. If I walk around shame, blame, and under guilt, I cannot receive, I cannot be all I can be. They cannot, if we consider continuously shame, blame, and guilt someone, trying to manipulate them to do what we want them to do, then they can't be all they can be, maybe not with you. And this is another level of really trying to love people and to grow, because sometimes we have to make tough decisions in this. Can I be at this position and forgive? Again, anger, resentment, fear, hurt can motivate us many times, can motivate us. But what I find is that somewhere in there, you're going to have to release it, because you spoil what you get by continuously using the anger, resentment to motivate you. So the 3 takeaways today, guys, come on. Anybody enjoying this conversation? Anybody, come on with it. Come on, anybody enjoying this conversation? For what I'm trying to get us to start thinking about is, and maybe some of you guys are already doing this, it's Valentine's Day. We talk about love in the air, and I'm saying forgiveness is a part of people that's trying to be spiritually fit. It's like going to the gym. It's like you got to practice. You got to practice lifting the weights. You got to start with 5 pounds and go up. Forgiveness is something is similar, but you got to know why you're trying to forgive. You're forgiving for yourself. We know this. We're forgiving for ourselves so that we can release weight. We're forgiving so that we don't become victims here. We're forgiving that our whole life our whole story is not victimization. Our whole story is a victory. You hear me? We're not meant to be here talking about victim. Things happen. Yes, things happen. Some messed up things happen. Some stuff that's like, man, happen. But if we stay in that place, if we stay there, then our whole story is about being a victim. And yeah, some people like to hear that whole victim thing. I love to hear victorious stories. Yeah, that's what happened, but this is what happened now. Yeah, that's what happened. My heart is so open now. My heart is so open now. So number 1, what I want you to take away on this Valentine's Day, who do you need to start forgiving or releasing? Start today. Wipe the slate clean. Consider, wipe the slate clean. Consider it. Who do you need to forgive and wipe the slate clean? Have you been holding on to something? You've been holding on. We have to not only forgive ourselves, but we must forgive others as well. Yes, absolutely. Who do we need to forgive? Who do we need to forgive? It absolutely could be you. It absolutely could be you. Forgive on the job, back in elementary school, mama and them, or whoever. Start looking at that and start releasing. It's a continuous process. I need you to understand that's a continuous process. You can say today and tomorrow they do something, you back that list and just say, I forgave that. I released that already, and keep practicing. Number 2, decide what you want your life to look like. Focus on that. Tell a new story. Basically, begin to tell a new story. What does it look like? If you just sat down and dreamed what you want your life to look like, start telling a new story. Let your vision pull you. Let your vision pull you. Your pain has probably pushed you enough. Now let your vision, what is your vision? The possibilities pull you, and let that, because what you focus on is what you get more of. What you focus on is what you get more from people and of yourself. What you on the job and your health, what you focus on, you get. People talk about being sick all the time. They are constantly sick. Constantly. Listen, that's not by chance. It's because we focus on it. We focus on your health, focus on the love that you want, focus on the money that you want, focus on the dreams. How would you feel if you had it? Focus. It is a practice. This is the work. Get you somebody, a therapist, a life coach, a counselor that can help you move through these things. Come on with it. Number 3, understand that the ego plays a huge role of us, not of us, whether we forgive or not. And remember, there's two energies, love or fear. Many times our ego is like, I'm not finna let that go. I'm not finna do this. That's ego. That's ego. And you got to do it at your own time. Understand, you got to do this at your own time. But that's ego, not love. That's ego. What are people going to say if I take her back or take him back? What are people going to say? I let them talk to me like that? But you got to remember your goal. Remember your goal and your vision for yourself. It may require you to say, listen, I know what I'm doing here. Now they can act in their manner, but for me, how I have to carry myself, for where I'm going, this right here is a necessary process, but I'm going this way. I'm not trying to stay here. There is the trick. That's the love piece. It's like, no, I can't be sitting here taking my energy, looking over here all the time, complaining all the time about this. I have to go here. I'm going here. So this is just, what do I need to learn here? That's my favorite question to the God of Mindset. What do I need to learn here? All right, guys, continue the conversation. Continue thinking on this. Spiritually fit people forgive, and yes, they forget. Listen, I'm not trying to hear to be popular. I'm just saying this is just for your consideration. Just for your consideration. Think about that and be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others today. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. This is Shay Wilson. Whoa. I have mastermind class coming up March 24th. Mastermind, my total package mastermind class. It is a combination of mind, body, and spirit. You will exercise, you will meditate, you will grow on your goals. Come through. If you're interested, hit me, let me know. I'll give out more information later today. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. All the lovers in the house, all of you love. All of us are love. Absolutely love. I love it. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I'm Shay Wilson, thinking big, living bigger, and loving the biggest. Boom. Let's go.